What if I told you that Iran and Israel, yes, Iran, used to be best friends? Not just shaking hands in back rooms. I'm talking oil deals, military cooperation, airline routes, joint intelligence, Al planes landed in Tehran like it was Tel Aviv. Today it's hard to believe. Before the Ayatollahs hijacked Iran, before the chance of death to Israel, there was a time when the Shah and the Israeli Prime Minister toasted glasses. So here are 5 amazing points you need to know about the history between Iran and Israel. Number 1, Israel and Iran were allies. Back in the 50s, after Israel's founding, guess which country stood beside Israel in the Middle East? It was Iran. Iran was one of the first countries in the world to recognize Israel and the second country in the Middle East to do so. At the time, Iran wasn't led by Islamic clerics, but by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who saw Israel as a strategic friend. Iran even had diplomatic representation in Israel for a while, and hear this, all of Israel's prime ministers in the 60s visited Iran, including foreign ministers, Mossad, and Israeli military commanders. They were guests of honor in Iran. Both nations were non-Arab and saw eye to eye in a region filled with political threats. This wasn't just a quiet friendship either. The Shah publicly recognized Israel and called for mutual support against common enemies, especially with the Soviet Union's influence growing in the Middle East back then. Number 2, military ties. Iran and Israel's military cooperation was more intense than most people could imagine today. Iran supplied Israel with oil and allowed Israel to use its airspace for military operations. On the flip side, Israel helped train the Iranian army and shared intelligence to bolster Iran's defenses. This wasn't a small deal. We're talking about Israeli weapons and Iranian resources fueling each other's security agendas. Israel's own Uzi gun that was invented in Israel was sold to Iran and was actually used by the guards of the Shah himself. This was a partnership built on necessity and trust, one that shaped the security dynamics of the Middle East. And hear this crazy part, because right before the end of this friendship, in 1977, Israeli and Iranian defense officials met with the aim to develop a joint missile that could carry nuclear warheads. Just imagine if Iran had that today. The former Israeli chief negotiator between Israel and Iran actually said, and I'm quoting him, "In Iran, we were treated like kings. We did business with them on an incredible scale. Without the ties with Iran, we would not have had the money to develop weapons that are today